honestly think of setting up the mic before I went live. Genius. So I'm gonna do that now. I hope it doesn't make a beep or something. Hello. My only viewer is gone. It's fine. Okay. I don't really have a plan for this. I just kind of decided I was gonna go live because I'm bored. That time was 1:15, like it was 1:15, in the morning. I don't know what to do. Now it's nearly 1:30, so yeah. I mean, I kind of wanted to paint my nails because, why not? Maybe some skincare or my makeup or something. I don't know. I'm bored. Might just talk to chat, play Minecraft on my tablet. Like the loser I am who doesn't even have a computer. So I got nail polish remover and some Q-tips. With the intent to put a new color on my nails because it's all chipped and stuff and it's really bad. Because a bit ago we went to get our nails done. I'm gonna, pretend like I have people watching so I feel better about myself. Maybe someone will watch this later. Anyways, topics, because there's no one actually here to, talk to me in chat. But if there was, then I'd definitely talk to them for sure, because why not? But whatever, I'll just talk. I bought the first FNAF game, so I'm definitely gonna stream that at some point. And I set up some hotkeys for streaming so I can it might actually be good, and so that I don't accidentally end stream with the space bar like I did the other day. Not the other day, it was a while ago actually. I was playing the rip-off Among Us game. That was some Goose Duck. And I think I accidentally ended stream with a backspace or a space bar or something like that. Because it's only 10 minutes long, and I had actually played for nearly half an hour before realizing that I had, before deciding I didn't want to anymore, and then realizing that I was not streaming, which kind of sucked, And my sister wasn't doing anything, so it's she can tell me if someone typed something in the chat, which no one did, obviously, because I didn't stay live long enough. Sadly. I think it'd be really fun to see comments that people have made and like just the levels of kind of ridiculousness, if I will. Okay, so I've removed all the polish on this hand. Thinking, hold on. My left hand. I don't know what way it looks on the camera, which is why I want to specify what hand it is, but like I'm really bad with left and right. So I always had like a little bit of glitter on my thumb or something like that on my left hand so that it's different. Because, you don't want to be walking around like this and be like, to check. So I'm always kind of like looking down at my hands and then like, they both look like sevens then. So sorry, I forgot what I was gonna say. So if I have like glitter on my thumb, I can just kind of look at my thumbs and then be like, okay, left hand. Because someone's like, oh well, the hand you write with. I'm what's the word? When you use both hands, you're I don't know what it's called. I can't think of it. I usually have this word in my mind so I can flex on all my friends like, ha, I'm so cool. I'm both hands-ery. Hold on. You know how people are left-handed or right-handed? Well, I'm what's it called? Dexterous. I think that's the word. Where you can like use both hands, almost like both hands interchangeably or like nearly interchangeably. And I think I do most of my writing with my right hand, but when I'm actually doing like art and like most things, I use my left hand. And like I always, because of the fact that like I'd pick up a right-handed stick and then I'd hold it left-handed, or a left-handed stick and hold it right-handed, and it'd be really like it'd be bad. Okay, tried 2 tips. Throw this out. Okay, pour what's left back in. Don't always. Okay, we got this at the dollar store. And it's like acetone free. Caution, flammable. Dang. It's blue, which I thought was really cool. Keep it out of the reach of children. I'm not gonna drink it, it's fine. I'm gonna sticky note. It says orange shirt because during orange shirt day, I don't own an orange shirt. So on orange shirt day, I just like tape this onto my like. I have a shirt that's striped with like this coral color and like this orangey color. I don't know. There's like a pink and like a orange, but like they're both kind of close to coral. They're from Old Navy. Oh, I got a message 15 minutes ago and I didn't even notice. Okay, my mom was asking me the Wi-Fi password because I'm the only one in the house that knows. Because I used to disconnect a lot. Okay, so hold on. Gotta send that. Okay, so I used to have this. I got this tablet one year for Christmas, and I don't know. I just looked to the side. Like, what was I looking at? There's literally like a pillow and like some stuffed animals and some Q-tips. I don't know why I looked at that. Anyways, I got this tablet for Christmas, and I was connecting it to the internet, and it kept disconnecting. Like, it wouldn't stay connected. I typed in the password so many times. Like, it was written down, and at one point it had to get like erased because it was on like a whiteboard or whatever. But like, I had typed it in so many times that it's now like ingrained in my brain what it is. So like they erased it. They couldn't remember it, and I was like, oh, don't worry, it's just this. And anytime someone needs the password, I'm just like, oh, pass me your device, or I'm like, all right, it's this. And it's just really funny to me because no one else could do that. Everyone else would be like I think there's a number in it, and like there's letters and like word maybe, but like it's the password that came with it because why change it? Like, I would die if my mom changed the password, because then no one would know the password. Because my mom probably wouldn't remember it. Though she has she remembers almost everything. Like, she has like a lot of early childhood memories that most people wouldn't be able to like have memory of, kind of thing. Like, remembers almost everything, but details like that apparently don't cross her mind. Ooh, for my sister's birthday, she gave everyone a gift, so I got Nala from The Lion King. It's kind of derpy looking, not gonna lie. But it is like actual, like, it's Disney, so Disney made her derpy. Like, her nose is weird. It doesn't even line up properly. But Disney made her derpy, so not gonna complain. And I'm gonna get some nail polish and nail stuff. So I used to have more colors, like, for sure, but I have no idea where they went. So I won't be able to do any blue, which kind of sucks. That's fine. We got, I don't know, I have like lipsticks that almost match these colors, not gonna lie. Kind of funny. I mean, they did come in the same kit, so like it makes sense, but also like odd. Oh my god, my hands are too slippery from my lotion. One time you try to hydrate your skin, it always backfires. It's not even like lotion I put on my hands, it's lotion I put on my face that's making my hands slippery. Why? Okay, well, I'll use this to, like, it's a wooden dowel thing that came with it. Like, there's two of them that came with it, and it's like one side is like a spike, which I guess you could like dot or something. I don't know what you'd use it for, but like the other side you just put is like on an angle, and you just can push back your cuticles a little bit with it. When you go, like, if you've ever been to a nail salon, like, there's those weird cups where you just go like this and your fingers are in water. When we went, it's the first time my sisters ever like got a what's it called? A mani-pedi, like where there's like the comfy massage chairs with the bins with like the water thing, like the tap bucket things built into them and everything. Yeah, I don't think they've like really gone to get their nails done much ever. Like, in fact, I think neither of them have ever had their nails done before. And so It's really sad to say that I moved more than them. But it tickles when they like, they're scrubbing like the balls, they're scrubbing like the bottom of your foot. It tickles because like, I'm ticklish, okay? Yeah. Facts. Did I seriously only push back the cuticles on one finger and then think I could move on to the next hand? Hold on. Dumb moment. It's fine. I have moments like that all the time. Mom's friend is over because they're celebrating her divorce. She hasn't lived with her husband, like, well, ex-husband now officially, in like forever. And he had a new girlfriend, and she, has a whole new life. But now she's finally divorced. Sorry if I'm being kind of quiet now. Trying to, push back cuticles. I'm getting overly focused. It's probably the most boring stream someone's ever clicked on. Gonna be honest. Not that anyone's watching at the moment. Maybe someone's watching later and they see this and their butt hurt. I apologize. Don't think that I mean you're boring. I mean that I'm just being boring. I think whoever would bear this. Don't do that. I tried to pull up skin when I didn't mean to. I meant to push back the skin. Whoopsie. Maybe I need to start clipping my cuticles. And you can only push them back so much before it means that you gotta clip them a little bit. They grow over your nail a little, and then you gotta kind of cut them with those weird scissor things that I don't trust. Especially not a different person with them. Just like, yikes. I have nerves, remember, people. It hurts when they clip you with them, and then they're just like, they don't even know, and you can't move or be like, ow, because then they're just like, stay still. Oh, it's so annoying. I don't like it when you're at the salon and they do it. Like, can you just not clip my cuticles, please? Causes me great distress. Sorry, this is just me ranting about getting your cuticles clipped at the salon. Because they never do it in a way that's like, makes you not worried that they're gonna cut them off. Then again, anytime someone's using nail clippers, you just gotta be worried. So having specific clippers to get tiny skin around your nails. I'm trying to get all the dirt out under my nails now. I feel like years ago, people who painted their nails would like be comfortable to paint their toes on a stream, and now people wouldn't be comfortable doing that. Like, I wouldn't be comfortable doing that, but also I don't think I ever would have been. I feel like some people would have, like, when I was a child. Which, to be honest, wasn't that long ago, you know. It's pretty exciting being in high school. But also, like, I haven't gone to school all week. I've been, like, I haven't been feeling well. I don't think it's COVID because my mom took a test and she came back negative, and there's some new virus, norovirus, going around apparently, which, like, we've had a bunch of symptoms for. Except the weird thing is that it's mainly just my stomach's hurt, where, like, other people in my house have, like, had vomiting and stuff. Like, today I had a headache. That was no fun. But, you know, usually I just have, like, an odd temperature. Like, it's not, like, warm enough to actually be counted as having a fever, but it's slightly above my average temperature, so I can notice it. It's like overheating because you're sick. I mean, I get, like, bad health anxiety, which, you know, I'm a bit of a hypochondriac. You know, worrying about being sick, or when I'm sick, I, like, panic and stuff. That it's, like, worse than it actually is, or something like that. So, on the week, like, last weekend, I had an actual panic attack about the fact that I was sick. It was horrendous. I think I've overcome that. I mean, I'm still, you know, anxious about the fact that I'm sick, but, like, it's not nearly as bad. My stomach hurts. You know, like, when you're hungry, like, you know how, like, your stomach hurts and you eat something and then it doesn't hurt anymore? It feels like that kind of stomach hurt, but the thing is that every time I eat something, it makes my stomach hurt more. There's very few things I've eaten that hasn't happened. I was eating a bunch of oranges. We're out of oranges because of me, but I ate so many oranges. Like, a few people in my house had an orange on, like, the first day that I was, well, not the first day. On Monday when I was sick, a few people in my house had, like, an orange. Like, I think 3 or 4 people in my house had an orange, and I had 4. And then the next day I had 3, and there was only 1 orange left on, like, on Wednesday. So I ate it. I ate all of the oranges. I want to, like, guys, I want to build a gaming PC, and I kind of want to start streaming over on Twitch instead of YouTube, because I'll be able to, you know, stream from within my room if I had a PC. Because on YouTube, I've kind of just accepted that I'm seen as a, kid. So who cares if like you hear my family in the background or if it's like everything super janky, because I'm, seen as that's just what, I'm a child to all the people. But on Twitch, I'm like, average person. Who's like the average, most people who stream are in my age group. Like 15 to 25. Because you can start streaming as soon as you're 13. Oh my god, I think I'll just like talk and play Subway Surfers after I finish my nails. I know this has been like boring. It's just me pressing my cuticles and talking. This is gonna kind of be boring, but chill vibes is the plan. Now if I can open this. Okay, not that color, but maybe red. Yo. Do I even like this color? Anyways, red. I should like swatch them on something. Hold on. Alright, okay. I'm gonna get a Why does it look like someone took a bite out of my page? What the hell? Okay. It looking like that, I'm probably not going to use it, so I feel comfortable swatching shades. Okay. I've made like a swatch and then like a spot with like it being a little. Oh, there's a person. Hello, person. I know this is kind of boring. If you don't have any ideas on something I could do, you can always write it in the chat, or in conversation topics. I could just like talk to you, person. I can't get this open. Oh my god. What do I do? Ugh. Is it so? Caution, flammable. I mean, that makes complete sense. Okay, well, I was gonna try and swatch them on paper so I could, like, compare what they actually look like, because I generally don't. I know that they don't look the same as they do in the bottles, but I don't remember what they all look like. But I can't get the other ones open, so that's out the window. I'm gonna buff my nails. People just came back inside. I didn't. I don't know. I panicked for a second. I was like, but then I heard the people I know, so it's fine. I hate being sick, but you know, at least I got some much needed sleep this week. um, Mom gave me some coins from the mint, or like the other day, and they're I really like owls. Like they're one of my favorite animals. Like owls and hawks are super cool, in my opinion. And so there's like, you know, usually it makes sense that they're limited edition because they're like special coins from the mint. But they're two like owl designed $50 coins. They're super cool. I also have expired currency, which is like a 50-cent coin, a Canadian 50-cent coin, which isn't considered like legal tender anymore. You know, like when people have $1 or $2 bills in Canada, those aren't legal tender anymore either. Okay. I'm gonna be back. I'm gonna get someone to open the polishes for me. I've decided. I'm gonna ask. So, yeah, I'll be gone like for 2 minutes at most. muted when I left so that in case someone was like talking, you didn't hear them or something. But you know, no one's up here. It's fine. I want to play Clue. I mean, I can't play Clue really. Oh, person left. That's sad. I have some glitter polish. Oh, this is pretty self-explanatory. You know, just trying to keep going. Oh, hello, person. So I've made my swatches. How beautiful. Person is gone. Okay. Goodbye, person. That's fine. I'll make my own decisions. Not that you were typing in chat anyways. So I'm thinking we... Oh. You did wave. Oh, you're gone. Chat took a bit to update apparently. Why is it so slow? I don't have slow chat on because I don't get enough views to feel like I need that, you know? Idea. I have this L'Octane de Provence hibiscus flower balm. And apparently it's like to nourish and protect like your skin and like your, I don't know, hair. And you can use it as chapstick stuff. So, because I don't have any nail oil, I'm gonna put some on my hands in place. And when I finish painting my nails, I'll put on some L'Occitane de Provence lavender hand lotion because I have a big thing of that. I got it for Christmas. I just realized that there's a like. Thank you. I mean, I know you're not watching anymore, person, but I appreciate it. Likes are enjoyed. And I really wish I was more observant. I try. I really do, I swear. I think ADHD is really getting the better of me in these days. I'm going insane. Sorry, I zoned out. I stopped paying attention. Okay. Anyways, I think I'm gonna go with the darker color. Now that I've all my swatches. Mostly dry, except for like the thicker blobs. Yeah. It's kind of purpley. I like it. I don't remember exactly what it looked like. I knew certain colors didn't look. I knew it didn't look exactly the same, but I was trying to remember if it was more red or more purple. So, yeah. It's gonna be my base. Go. Gonna need a second coat. So looking kind of. Oh, hello. I decided to use the dark purplish kind of maroon kind of color. It's like the base for most of my nails. Oh, I got 2 viewers. Hello. I'm just painting my. Oh, 3. Hi. Just painting my nails. Oh, someone left. That's fine. It's okay. I mean, unfortunate, I suppose, but you know, if they don't want to watch, that's their choice. I'm sure they have other things that they could be doing at this. Actually, who knows what time it is for them? For me, it's 2:10 and it's 2:10 a.m. I wonder if people who use the 24-hour clock, if they, you know, say PM for 13 o'clock, or if they don't say AM PM at all. You know, if they're like if they're like 1 a.m. and 13 p.m. Oh, I lost another viewer. It's her hint, I suppose. You know, if they have more interesting things to do. Thank you for watching. They'll be missed, I suppose. Any, I don't know, questions or ideas on something I can do in the chat? I mean, you could just be lurking, that works too. Yikes, this now looks horrendous. But, you know, no one can see it because I don't have any cams set up because I can't. Anyways, I can go on my thumb. Oh, well, I some viewers. I saw what up and then I instantly just. Okay, well, I mean, you're not here. How do I answer you? Whatever. Well, this guy, I'm, bored. That's why I'm live painting my nails. I can't tell who's watching when people start watching, so I don't know. Like, if I lose a viewer and I still have other viewers, I won't know if, like, one of those viewers sent a message or if it was the one who left. But also, big oof on my part. Just got told how boring I am. I think there's either some big delay or something. Like, oh, my internet is dying. Oh no. Like, there's barely anyone on the internet. And, like, no one's even awake in my town. Like, barely anyone's awake in my entire city at this time. Okay, not the entire city, but, like, in my neighborhood, because there's a bunch of elderly people. Gonna turn off some internet on other devices to conserve it. Okay. Oh, I appreciate that you're not just calling me boring. But, I'm mostly just bored due to the fact that I don't know what to do. So I kind of just started. So I thought, I'll go live. That'll be less boring. Maybe, because I might be able to talk to someone. Wait, I only painted one hand. Oh. I think I'm becoming old. No. I don't know. I never thought of that, actually. Gonna be honest. Didn't even think for a second to watch TV. Mostly because I have no idea what I'd watch on, like, Netflix or Disney, and I don't want to go downstairs and use cable because there's people down there. I sound so antisocial. It's not that I'm antisocial, it's just generally that the people down there are my mom's friends. Or people who are friends with, like, there's my mom's friend and then someone who's friends with my mom's friend. Whatever. And I, don't want to listen to them while they drink and celebrate divorce. I mean, if you have any show recommendations, I wouldn't mind. Honestly. I can kind of hear them talking because my room for some reason is like poorly insulated or something because I can hear people in like the basement and like on the main floor. I mean, it doesn't help that my room's directly at the top of the stairs either, but like because of that, I can hear like everywhere in my house. So I can kind of hear them, and I just heard someone say interracial. And I don't know what they're talking about for it to make any sense. I don't think I've ever watched a documentary on prison. Gonna be honest. Now they're talking about the Kardashians. Oh. I can hear downstairs. They're like they just got exponentially louder, and I can hear them talking about the Kardashians. Why are they so passionately talking about them? Like, is this what drunk people do? See, I don't spend my time around drunk people, so I wouldn't know. But I do find it odd that, like, the conversations that they're having with the parts I hear. I don't know. I mean, it's one of the large words that I know and I know what it means. So I like to pretend like I'm smart when I say it. Gonna be honest, that's the only reason I used it. Okay, I just realized how horrendously bad my nails look, but I tried, and that is like, it doesn't look too bad from like a distance. Like, it's really bad. I mean, it doesn't look nearly as bad on camera. Curse my eyes. Their ability to actually pick up things that the camera couldn't. I'm gonna see if another coat works. Yeah, I'm gonna try that. I don't paint my nails very often. I'm not informed about what you're supposed to be doing. I don't know. I think the last time I painted my nails was like 4 months ago. I mean, I like got them done because I don't know, for my sister's birthday we went to get her nails done. So I got them done, but painting them myself I don't do very often for the fact that it doesn't turn out well. Yes. I mean, is there really a reason to paint your nails? Like, I mean, it's not like I'm trying to. I don't know. I don't think that you can really. I don't know. I don't really have a reason to paint my nails, so I kind of just. Yeah. I just realized I was thinking way too hard about that. How did I even manage to put my, like, I fingers shouldn't bend sideways like that. That's just not right. I um watch a lot of gaming content. Most Not gonna lie, I mostly just watch Minecraft stuff because I am boring. um I found some like science stuff, but I don't but most of the channels that I watch that have like, science and things like that and like interesting information don't post very often because experiments and stuff take a while. So yeah. I mean, I usually just, you know, watching because I don't have a PC. Like I have some games on like a pardon? I don't think I understand your question. Was that supposed? Is it supposed to be a question? It's kind of, I don't know. Science is cool. Sounds Some of it sounds kind of like a sentence, but that might just be how I talk. Maybe it is a question. Anyways, yeah, I guess it's cool. Um, I think I've just realized that being like home for a week, I am struggling to talk to people because the only person I've talked to that isn't in my house all week has been like my friend, and we just both of us just talk really weird, and then like in a way that no one else would understand us, and like we mess up our words and our sentences are like jumbled the whole time. But I think that's just kind of like, when you have really close friends, you can talk to them differently than you can talk to other people. Like, you know, I think the second coat might have, except for this now. This now is wrong. Anyways, I think the second coat might have saved my nails. Though I'm gonna need to use some more polish remover. Um, I had that happen the other day. Mm. No. Unless you count me getting nail polish remover as exciting. I'm trying to clean up the edges. Done. Now I have no idea what I'm gonna do to pass the time. Yeah. Okay. Well, now I've done that. I've run out of ideas. Not that I really had ideas to begin with. It's like the people downstairs just keep getting louder. Oh. It's like they heard me or something because now they're being quiet. I mean, it's a good thing they're being quiet, but still. No, everyone's drunk. Okay, I don't know if they're actually like drunk, but they were drinking, and they're all like in their 40s and 50s. I don't want to talk to people in their 50s. Well, you're lucky you can't hear them. I can, and there was like I don't know. I don't even know what they're saying. I don't know. They're drinking alcohol. I don't know anything about alcohol. Except for that it smells bad. Well, I know that, but like, I'm pretty sure that's knowledge most people have. I was meaning more like, I don't know, they're drinking. I don't, I don't know what it was. Hold on, I think it was green. Wow, that sounds almost concerning now that I think about it. You know, to say that they're drinking something green. It's fine. I mean, Mountain Dew's green. It could literally decompose an entire rat in 30 days. So, you know, green beverages definitely aren't concerning. Alien juice. I wasn't expecting that. boredom. I mean, I haven't seen a video where it's happened. I heard that, I don't know. I heard that some guy had like called the company about the fact that like when he opened his can, there was like, I don't know, he opened a bottle and there was like a mouse in it. And like, so people had to like investigate stuff, and apparently like it would have the company claimed that it would decompose the entire thing within a month, which like is terrifying to think about, because like I used to drink Mountain Dew, and now knowing that, I'm like, I could have drinking like many rodent. Horrendous. I'd like to think that I haven't drinking any rodents, but you know, I'm not sure anymore. Oh, dang, you're just probably gonna tell me now about how it causes memory loss or something horrendous. I mean, I know it's not good, but you know. Cool. Um, um, yeah, I'm trying to think of a new topic, which is surprisingly difficult. Did you know that Coca-Cola is green before they add like red food coloring to it to make it like all like brown? Uh, thinking. Yeah, I um I did earlier this year. I had a teacher whose husband like works on an executive board for Coca-Cola. Apparently, I mean, I'd heard that it is. I probably, should have fact checked the information before spreading it, because I could be spreading misinformation, which would be bad. But, I'd assume it's not, as it's coming from a mostly credible source. Someone who has connections to someone who has connections to Coca-Cola. I think I said someone who has connections to too many times. I say mostly credible source because, could always be uncredible at some point, could be if someone within the company spreads misinformation to people out of the company, then, we get misinformation. But I'd like to assume that it's true. Then again, it's kind of hard to believe that it would be green. I like cream soda. I don't know. It's kind of nostalgically flavored. Like the white freezies. Sorry, I just paused there. I thought I was gonna sneeze. I mean, green and red do make brown, but like, I don't know, it's still odd to me. Those are good. Crickets. um, that sucks. It's still cold outside here, so I don't have to worry about pollen or anything like that yet. I think it might just be like dust in my room. I have a shelf up there that I really need to clean. Probably just dust. Oh, dang. I don't think I've ever typed with a mouse before, gonna be honest. Well, I don't want to clean it because it's like this close to the roof. Like if this is the shelf and this is the roof, like they're this close together, and I'm not over 6 feet tall, so I'd have to get like a step ladder, or like I don't know, stand on a chair or something. And that's just a lot of work. Yeah, I could assume so. I mean, I put the things up there. I think I know what's up there. They're not very interesting things. Like, in fact, they're just like really random. I don't even know if the things up there are worth value, except for like I have a snowboarding helmet, which is like might be the only thing. Oh dang, sad. um, since I can't think of a topic. Oh, never mind. You thought of a topic. Um, I like baseball actually. Do you have a favorite sport? Um, I mean, I watch the Blue Jays, but you know, I don't really have a favorite player, or I guess, and I don't think I really have a favorite team. I'm just watching the Toronto team because that's like where I'm from. I don't know. I haven't really watched baseball. Mm, like I didn't really get to watch a lot of baseball like the last time that people were playing because cable. Hmm. uh, I'm gonna go with the least original question that there is, going all the way back to kindergarten for topics. Favorite color. Manitoba is so far away. um, a lot of people actually like when someone says that they're from Canada, people will be like, "Oh, well, I have a friend on the other side of the country." Um, I like yellow and oh my god, I can't think right now. Like light green. Well, I don't know what, you've seen in South Park that tells you about Canada. Because I don't watch South Park. It's not particularly my cup of tea. But, I'm going to assume that there's some stereotyping. All in good fun. Stereotyping is fine, I guess. I wish Canada could, not all stereotypes about Canada are ones that I particularly love, gonna be honest, but when people are like, oh, Canadians are super nice, it's very funny to me because I have met I've sure I haven't met anyone who's like gone out of their way to be rude, but also I do know that there are some that more than likely. I mean, I can say that I've definitely made jokes relating stereotypes on Americans, but I mean things I've heard about Americans, like some of them aren't so pleasant. But for the most part, I mean Americans I'm sure are Yep, I knew that was yeah. I'm sure Americans are friendly too, but I've also I've heard that in the US apparently like people don't pay with card because they people can are always trying to use I can't think of what they're called, but you put them onto the machine so that people get scammed. Oh, some unpleasant ones. I don't know. Like usually I'd be able to think of something, but honestly, all I can really think about is just that people think of Americans more as violent. I mean, sure that's not very pleasant, but there could be worse things to be thought than that you're a violent country, you know. I suppose, you could it could be worse, I think. Realize that I haven't given a reason that would be worse, but I'm sure that there is one. Yeah, that doesn't sound very good. Plastic? Um, I've never. I'm assuming that you're talking about card. I've just never heard someone say that, you know. I mean, yeah, here there's in a lot of areas there's violence, but people don't it doesn't get put out in the media. Ah, okay. So I thought so. I'm not used to hearing people say plastic. Here people say card. Like you just you're using a card. Or people will be you'll just say credit or debit instead of saying I don't know. I guess plastic makes sense because it's plastic, but I've never I don't know. There's but anyways there's you know it gets put into the media a lot that certain violent things that happen in the US like those go all over the media, where here in Canada there could be something really bad happen, and unless you live in that town you wouldn't know about it, which I guess makes us seem less violent because we only seem to talk about the good things happening. But then but there are some pretty bad things. Oh. I don't think I've ever heard anyone refer to it as plastic before now. Have you heard any bad stereotypes about Canadians before? Like, I mean, sure, it's nice to have good ones, but like, I find it interesting that there aren't any bad ones. And I hate to say it, but that like, half of Canadians really say A to turn like a sentence into a question, and like Toronto scenery. That's Toronto's really big, so Toronto scenery. I'm assuming you mean like the city skyline with like the CN Tower and stuff, but like there's like mostly buildings. Toronto scenery isn't nice. It's just smog. Gonna be honest, because I live in a city, but it hasn't been a city very long, and so like I live near Toronto, so I could drive. Like when we drive there, it just instantly goes from like there's it just instantly goes from being like you can like you can see like this grayish coming out from like factories when you drive in, and then just it's bad. Toronto is really bad. Oh, I've heard that. Which is my mom went to oh my god, think. I feel so bad because I know that this is like a really like this is a place that like I shouldn't be forgetting right now. I feel that New York. My mom was in New York for the, college when she had first graduated from high school, and everyone thought it was odd that she said a bout instead of a boot, or that I don't know, and like all the stereotypes, like they apparently they thought they were true. I mean, I've definitely heard that actually. Like, buddy is like something I find really annoying, but I've definitely heard it. But I don't know if it's just the fact that I live around a lot of like elderly people. So, it's more common. Like, I think I say guy far too often, gonna be honest. Like, some of the stereotypes might be pretty true here. Um, it's just, I just got stereotyped. Sad. Like I can't really think of stereotypes I've heard about things that are like the way people say things in the US. But I think it might just be because I'm used to like I don't know. We get a lot of American media here, so you know I've kind of just normalized. I haven't really heard stereotypes about people in the US because like I'm used to just seeing media that portrays them as you know not them as in like I'm saying this like I'm not talking to someone from the US. Hold on. Oh. Okay. But like the media often like that I see like, shows people from the US as just like, acting like everyone. I mean, I have seen some things where like that I guess talk about how like apparently like I've heard a lot of stuff where like Americans will be like, "Oh, you don't like freedom because you use the metric system or something like that," which is I mean, I'm assuming that that's just like some weird stereotype that Americans would think that because it's odd. Oh, well, I don't know how long you've been gone, so I've just been talking. I didn't know you left. I I mean, I find the imperial system confusing, but that's just because I'm used to the metric system. Okay. Um, like we use the like inches and feet and stuff to measure how tall someone is, mostly. Like if you ask someone how tall they are, they're gonna be like, "Oh, I'm 5 foot." I don't know. How tall am I? How tall am I? I want to say 5'9". But also, if I were to ask someone and they said that they were 175 centimeters tall. No, now that I'm thinking about that, that would be really odd. Like, I'm used. Yeah, I get that a lot actually, but that's mostly just because I have friends who are average height, and I like to make jokes about them being short. So, yeah. See, but with the metric system, like, sure, I know someone's tall when they say that they're like, around 6 feet tall. But with the metric system, they'd be like 2 meters. you know, if 6'6" is 2 meters tall, and so when we were social distancing, like I've heard in the U.S. everyone has to be 6 feet apart. Well, all of our things are like, oh, be 2 meters, which is 6.5 feet. So technically, we were farther apart, but also being at going to school, you get weird things where they're like, oh yeah, you have to stay 2 tigers a distance. I said a distance. That's just not how people talk. That's just not right. As a distance. They use 2 tigers as a distance. They're like, oh, if you're social distancing, stay I at school on the announcements they were trying to encourage people to social distance last year. It was so stupid. They're like, "Oh, stay 2 tigers away from your friends." It was so bad. It was so bad. And then there was a different announcement that's like, "Oh, you need to stay 5 Boston Terriers from your teachers or something dumb." It was so bad. It was so bad. Announcements are horrendous. I think COVID brain might be a real thing at this point, because I don't think anyone should have to stay 2 tigers away. Like, there's signs. Like, there was a sign down at like the beach near my house, and it's like, oh, stand this far away from people. And the sign's not even it's not even actually 6 feet apart. It's just like, oh, you have to stand 6 feet apart, and it has like a big line. It's like, I don't know. I want to say it's 2 feet at most. Like, it's not very far. I've noticed you've used the word goofy quite a bit. Is that just a you thing, or is that like a common thing with how people? Um, I probably wouldn't talk about that just because, like, lots of people have opinions. But I mean, I'm going to anyways because I enrage people. Yes, I yes, I have. I'm double faxed. I don't have a boost. I didn't get the booster. I'm gonna be honest. May or may not be a bad thing. That's fine. Are you vaccinated? I mean, to each their own on their opinions, of course. Though I do know a lot of people got angry that certain people got vaccinated or certain people didn't. I know someone who like was immunocompromised and their doctor recommended them not getting the vaccine. Hmm. Well, um, but like I know someone who like their doctor didn't recommended them not getting the vaccine just because like they have severe allergies to a bunch of things and they have like asthma and all this like stuff, so they were recommended against getting the vaccine. And they got and their dad had them for a weekend instead of them being at their mom's house, and like their dad made them get vaccinated, which like went against what their doctor said, so like that's insane. Like crazy people. Like, you know, I think opinions should be, I think people should have their opinions. Like, sure, my opinion is one thing. Someone else might have a different opinion. Like you refuse to be get the vaccine, which is fine. You know, as long as you're not like trying to cough on people or something. Because I've seen people who are like, you know, who've been coughing on people because I don't know. I've heard of people who are getting coughed on for being vaccinated, which is like dumb because like just it's just having a different opinion on something. I mean, I haven't got it or my family, but like you're lucky to you know, because other people that you have been near got it and you didn't. I feel like a lot of people have just decided that I don't know. I've heard a lot of people have been like I don't know really rude to people just because they have different opinions about something. Like especially recently, since like the vaccine or just like COVID in general. It's dumb. People are like, oh, like I've seen people who aren't friends anymore because someone got vaccinated and one of them didn't, and they couldn't, and they're just like, oh no, I don't want to be friends with you because you're vaccinated or something like that. Honestly, it's so true. I think it's so dumb that people get like angry about like different opinions. Like I think that I was coming from a place of I knew a lot of people with like asthma, so I wanted to like, so I was kind of panicked about the idea that if I like about it, like I didn't I'm going to be honest. I was kind of like skeptical about the vaccine, but I got it anyways because I don't even know why I got it, gonna be honest. Like I'm not saying that someone shouldn't get it or someone should get it. I'm just saying I was skeptical about it mostly cuz like, you know, the polio vaccine's been out for a long time and this vaccine hasn't been. I mean, I guess it would be kind of funny for, at first, but then like kind of sucks also. Like it's just like it's kind of dumb how people have decided to go, oh yes, you have an opinion and it's not my opinion, so like I don't want to know you anymore. I don't want to be near you or something like that. Like, you know, it's one thing to be like, oh, you have you're sick. Stay away from me for now. But like it's a different thing to be like, oh, I'm vaccinated and you're not. Like, I mean, certain vaccines that like have been tested for like, and have been like working for a really long time without, and there's like no side effects to them. I think certain ones that like prevent illnesses that like would definitely kill like everyone on the entire planet all at once because they're really old illnesses that no one has antibodies for anymore, which is why there's a vaccine. Like, if a bunch of people got polio, you know, they could stop breathing. Just like, your lungs freeze up and they don't work. So, I mean, I personally think that like it's good to have that kind of vaccine, but I don't think people should really be fighting about, a vaccine that got made a year ago. Yeah, I mean, I technically I chose to get the vaccine, but also like at the same time, I don't know if I complete, when we apparently, so we weren't told this when we got our first shots, but when I got my second one, they're like, "Oh, some people had a reaction where they had like some heart problems after the first one." I mean, I didn't have any heart problems, but like that's worrying to me that like some people had heart problems after it. I mean, I think I'm really lucky. Like I didn't have any symptoms except for the fact that like, you know, it hurt more than like, you get a needle and it like hurts for a day or two. Like my arm was like really sore for like the next 2 weeks. So like I mean, it hurt more than normal, and like but like it wasn't really I think I'm really lucky that I didn't have side effects because I heard about other people who had like heart conditions afterwards. I'm gonna get some water. Hold on. Yeah, I mean that wasn't fun. Definitely think that counts as a symptom, but like I don't think I don't think the government counted it as a symptom. I don't know. Because I remember when I went to get my second one, they're like, "Oh, did you have any heart issues afterwards?" Um, I have like an anaphylactic allergy to insect stings, like bee stings and stuff. Like my throat will close up like instantly. And so because that, like most people, they got their needle and they kind of sit for 15 minutes and then they like leave. I had to sit for half an hour with like doctors watching me to make sure that nothing happened. You know, worrying, but it's hard. Yeah. I mean, I definitely yeah, but also that reminded me of this really stupid thing that my friend burnt her tongue on a hot drink, so like she couldn't taste anything because she burnt her tongue and like burnt the taste buds and stuff. And she's like, "Oh, do you think I could have COVID? I can't taste anything." I'm like, "You just said that you burnt your tongue," and so that was something really dumb. But most people, like, I knew someone who got COVID and they like lost their sense of smell and taste. Sorry, my leg just started shaking. It's weird. Um, but like they lost their smell and taste, and like they got COVID and like lost their smell and taste and had like headaches and stuff. And then a week later, the rest of their family ended up testing positive for COVID, and they're like, "Oh, well, maybe I guess you could have had it." They didn't even think that this person having like some of the symptoms, which are major symptoms in my opinion, loss of taste, isn't common. You know, their whole family didn't even think that like they could have had it for having loss of taste for a whole week. And then a week later, they're like, "Oh, I wonder how we got COVID." Anyways, I feel like most people, you know, uh, thinking, sorry, I feel like I couldn't have this kind of conversation with most people who have like a differing opinion than me during this, like, time because of how drastic most people's like opinions are. Like, I definitely have certain opinions that I am very strong held in, like clean drinking water. I think that might be my strongest opinion, that everyone should have clean drinking water. That murdering a bunch of people isn't that cool. Those might be my strongest opinions. But like, I, in this time, I think people have really realized, like, did I say a bunch? I don't know. I think it's, if people have a bunch of strong opinions, that's like fine. Like, I'm just saying those are my strongest opinions, but I think in this, like, in the recent times, people have like, I don't know, they have really really strong opinions about well, I feel like recently people have put down like really strong opinions about really, I don't know. Like, I make jokes about pineapple on pizza being the worst thing ever because I don't like it, but like, you know, I don't really care if like someone else likes it. Like, that's just like their taste buds. But then, like, I feel like in like recently people have gone, "Oh, well, you like pineapple on pizza? I think you should live in a different country than me." Sure, this is kind of like an odd example, but I'm trying to use it to like explain, like, yes, people definitely have had, I mean, I like coconut, but I know a lot of people don't like it. My mom says it has no flavor, which I guess I just heard people chorus the word retirement. I what do drunk people like to talk about? I'm so confused. Okay, I'm glad you understand what I meant with the, you know, my very terrible example. But yeah, recently people have decided to use their ignorance, like, them being uninformed on a topic, and like make it, they have to decide that they must have a really strong opinion. Like, I like if they like one thing and someone else likes a different thing, they're like, "Oh, well, I don't want to know you at all," or they'll like, be terrible to that person. And I think that people recently have decided, you know, that if someone has a different belief or something's like it's like a I'd say certain minute, I think that means small. Yeah. Certain minute details. I feel like I'm saying this word wrong. Coconut, I'm aware, is very controversial. Well, but like people will be like this religion or that religion and be like, "Oh, well, they'll have such terror, like they'll have like I think, if you have a certain belief, yeah. You know, I think like if you have a certain belief, like it's good to, stand by your belief and be like, this is my belief and I like my belief better than I would like someone else's belief. But I definitely also think that it's odd that like more recently people have been like, "Oh, your belief isn't my belief." Well, then you aren't a good enough person to like talk to me ever again, or just like how certain people are, like how we had a conversation about like the vaccine and stuff, and I like that I've found you on the internet as a person who like I can actually talk to regardless of the fact that we have like I'm vaccinated and you're not, because most people with those like someone who's vaccinated or someone who isn't would have completely, wouldn't want to talk at all because like completely different ideas. Where I think we have very more similar ideas in that sense. Where like it's not, I don't know how trustable it truly is. I mean, I haven't gotten COVID yet, but that could just be my good immunity. The vaccine could be doing nothing. I wouldn't know. Because people have gotten like they say that there's a 7% chance of you getting COVID vaccinated, but how do they know for sure like what the percentage is? You either get it or you don't get it. And a vaccine's just supposed to kind of help your immune system. But really, I don't really know how much, one that like we've barely tested and is so new really does. And now they're making them for small children. Like people under the age of 12 can get them now. I mean, I got mine, but also I'm like, I don't know if I want one of my younger sisters to get vaccinated. Like, that worries me. But I kind of wish that more people had more neutral opinions where they're like, my opinion is this, but I can respect that you have a different opinion. True, don't want to compromise my immune system by getting this vaccine that really could compromise it, with our lack of knowledge about the vaccine, it really could. I like to think it hasn't. I mean, I'm lucky being in Canada. It's free. Like the government has just been like, "Oh yes, please get vaccinated. We will pay for it." So I'm really lucky. Like, it didn't cost me anything. Like if it cost something, I definitely wasn't going to be getting it. But, I definitely think that it's really questionable at best. Like I got it, But I'm not holding my trust in it. I'm not like, oh, because I'm vaccinated, I'm not gonna have COVID. That's just not where my brain is. In my less humble opinion, it's definitely not something that I think people should be putting their trust directly into. Not that I'm saying whether people should or shouldn't have it. You know, I don't think that's my place to decide where someone's, opinions about having it are. I just think it's my place to decide where my opinion is, and, you know, that's good for them. I Okay, gonna be honest, I wasn't really sure about the vaccine, and I didn't know if I even really wanted to get it, but I got it. And I don't think it's done anything for me. I don't feel healthier. I don't feel like my immune system is stronger. I mean, I don't know if you can feel if your immune system is stronger or not. Like, I don't think that's how people actually work, but like, I definitely don't feel like my immune system has become stronger since having it. And also, I'm not really a person who likes needles in the first place. So I don't even. I mean, I guess it was useful when because in Ontario we had vaccine passports and you had to be vaccinated to go places at some point, or take a COVID test right away. And I don't want to stick a giant Q-tip up my nose. Gross. So, I guess it was useful for me to be like, oh, I'm vaccinated. Here's proof. Now I can go into this place, or I can eat here, or something like that. But I think I've only, I think that might be the only useful thing I've found for it so far. Which is kind of sad for the fact that I think buying a bunch of vaccines it could put a country into debt with, how poor countries are recently. I mean, probably shouldn't trust my opinion on that part, mostly because I don't know how much it costs the country to buy a vaccine. I just know that it doesn't cost me anything, personally. But that's because I. Buddy is such an odd word. Like it sounds like you're I don't know, it sounds like when I hear people talking who did I just sounded very Canadian there. Almost to a point of that bothered me. Anyways, when I hear other people talking to each other and they're like, you see people in like their 40s and 50s talking to each other and they're like, "Oh, buddy, how you doing, eh?" And I'm just like, I'm looking at them weird because that's just an odd thing. Like when I see like you see a parent talk to like a, their kid who's like in kindergarten, and they call them buddy. And then you see like elderly people call each other buddy. It's just weird. But that just might be my opinion on words that people use. And like, it's an unneeded opinion. It's not very humble. I think I've used the word oh, you've never heard buddy. Oh, aren't you lucky? I've definitely heard it, but I don't know if it's because of the neighborhood I've grown up in being just like a bunch of elderly people. Because like elderly people seem to like stereotypes seem to be I found them more common in elderly people, like to be true. Because like you get a stereotype that like an old, I don't know. Yeah, I've definitely heard something like that. And like I hate to admit that I've called someone guy before, but I can admit it. I can admit that I have called someone guy and that I've heard buddy before, but yeah, well, I don't know if it's because of the fact that I'm in Canada and some stereotypes are a little bit more true than I like. Sometimes they're a little bit more true than one would like cuz you don't want stereotypes to be true, but also like stereotypes can be kind of true. But like guy is definitely something people say here, but buddy I feel like is something that old people say or like soccer parents. I don't know, I I I don't know what I'm doing, okay? So I started playing on my phone because I don't know, I gonna be honest, it's literally the only reason. I mean, I can put it down. Okay, ask away. I might be able to answer. There's like a 70% chance I can answer your question about Canadians or Canada or whatever. I actually have never. Wait. No, those were deer. Were they? No, I've never seen a moose. Sorry. I know people who have, but like moose are more common in the East Coast because they have like no predators to them when they're like there's no natural predators for a moose in the East Coast. Not that I think there would be one for them anywhere, because a moose is like if a football player was an animal, it would be a moose. Like they're massive and they're extremely tall. But, I've never actually seen a moose. I've seen deer a few times though. I wish I could say that I had like America questions, but I don't. I don't know. I've never thought of asking like America questions before. Like I mean, there's polar bears in Manitoba. I don't think I mean, I guess like, maybe. But like there's polar bears in the territories and there's polar bears in Manitoba, which is like it's weird for me to think about the fact that like Manitoba is that far north. But, it's fine. I live at one of the most southern points of Canada cuz if I were to go across Lake Ontario, I could be in the words. Hold on. I keep stammering. Okay, but I I live really close to Lake Ontario, and if I were to go across it, that's where New York is. So I live at one of the most southern points due to the fact that I'm like right there. You know, you might be like, "Oh, that's not very southern," but the US is southern of Canada. So north north in the US is south in Canada. I mean, I say that like that's just not I say that like directions work differently or something. Directions still, are directions obviously, but yeah. Anyways, I've never thought of asking America questions before. I don't know. If is it I don't know. Um my aunt actually lives she lives really close to like this bridge that would have that brings you into Detroit. But my aunt lives in Canada, but she lives really close to Detroit. So she's like, if me and my brother ever get passports, she said that she was gonna take us to like the U.S. But I don't know. I mean, I want to go to the U.S. because I've heard a bunch of things from my family because my aunt and my grandpa like are like the air quotes US side of my family because they live in Canada, but my grandpa's from the US and my aunt is his daughter. So yeah, brain cells. I do have family that's in the US. It's just I don't know. Uh well, I mean, my family's the family I have in the US is in Delaware, so I'd probably, there because my grandpa always talks about you know, the boardwalk and massive french fries. So, yeah. I mean, my mom always complains about seagulls and stuff like that. And, I've heard a bunch of stories about, the boardwalk in Delaware. And so that's the area that I'd want to visit because I have family there. But, I guess it'd just be cool to, see the US. I've flown a few times, but I've never left the country. Canada's just Canada's one of the largest countries in the world. It doesn't seem very large on a map, I'm going to be honest, but you, it's not known for people a lot of the time will hear someone's in Canada and be like, do you know Shelly from across the country? And it's like, no, I wouldn't know Shelly if she lived if she even lived in my city, kind of thing. The likeliness of because I don't know. I've taken a I've wait. I said I've flown twice. Technically, I've flown 4 times. Ah, thinking. Is it hot where you live? Do you get snow? Because you said you live in like the southern part, so like, or like you live more south. So, do you get snow? I know it's kind of like an odd question, but like, I get snow. I've always wondered what it'd be like to like live somewhere where you don't get snow. So I'm gonna assume you don't get snow. I mean, except for recent events, which were odd and a bit of a catastrophe, but unfortunate, you know, as they were. But mhm. Yeah, I guess that would make sense with how close to the equator Texas is. I guess it would make sense. See, when it snows here, we're usually expecting it. Except for when we're not expecting it. And then which we're not expecting it and it sucks. Like, we've the recent forecasts that we have gotten have been like, oh, well, there will be either rain or snow. We think that's been like the weather forecast for the past like 2 weeks. They're like, well, it might snow, it might rain, it might be sunny, it could be hot outside. We don't know. And so, weather here is confusing. But that's just March most of the time. Except for the times when it's supposed to snow in March. I don't like those times. I know it's like normal for you, so like so it's not that interesting to you to like, I don't know, for it to be like not snowing. See, here we don't get here we get hot summers and cold winters. Like we get like really dry. I don't know, like the air is really dry and there's like snow on the ground constant like for like all winter. But in the summer, it's like really humid and like hot and horrible. And it either gets it gets really humid and then it like rains a bunch during the summer because of how humid it got, or or you panic because if it doesn't rain and it's been like 2 weeks of it being really humid, maybe there's going to be a tornado. I mean, I haven't lived through it. I haven't had a tornado happen to me yet, but they happen. Hold on. I'm pretty sure that 80 is 40 in, you know, Celsius, but I want to check so that I don't completely get it wrong and think that I don't know. 80 Fahrenheit to Celsius is Oh, never mind. I was thinking completely wrong. That is only 26 degrees Celsius. Dang. But 90 is 32 degrees Celsius. I don't know how this works. I don't understand the conversion. So I guess you're in the, so for us that'd be like, you're around 30 degrees Celsius, which I guess, for you would be confusing to hear about, but yeah. The Canada system. It's called the metric system. Yeah, I mean, back last summer, it I don't know how hot 100 is in Fahrenheit, but I'm going to assume that that'd be around 40, just because like last summer, I hold on, I should open something to convert rates so that I don't mess this up. Oh dang. Okay, 40 degrees Celsius is 104 Fahrenheit. So last summer in BC, which is west, like um it was like, hold on, what was it again? It was over 100 Fahrenheit. I'm so smart. I used Google. I'm a genius. But it was over 100 degrees Fahrenheit, and there was a bunch of fires. It was horrendous. I mean, I guess that's, yeah, so many decimals. But oh, lovely. That's warm. Quite warm. I mean, I guess hot is what most people would say, But, I'll say that's quite warm because I'm odd and I pretend like temperatures aren't ridiculous. I should hold on. I can find out what temperature it is. What's the temperature tomorrow? Oh, wait. I have to reconnect to the internet. Okay. What's the temperature tomorrow? Is Google broken or something? Okay, never mind. Google's broken. Okay, tomorrow it's gonna be, apparently tomorrow it's 30 degrees Fahrenheit. Which is cold. I mean, I guess, okay, I'm gonna be honest, it's really not that cold. Well, okay. But you only say A to turn a sentence into a question. Like if I were to say it's pretty cold, eh? Then, I'd be asking you if it was cold. Where if I said it's pretty cold, I'd just be saying that. I'd be telling you it's cold. So, A turns things into a question. Like when someone says right at the end of like a sentence. a lot of Canadians will say A. I'm one of the people who say right because I feel like I sound weird when I say A. But also, I've seen like a lot of people from like I've seen a lot of people from the US put A as in like AY or like AYE or whatever. Now I look bald. Gonna not do that. But so like I've seen a lot of people like put like AYE for like A when they're like if they're from like the US, and it's just interesting to see like a comparison to certain words that, and like and how often they get used in different places and like how people spell them. Like it's weird to me to think about the fact that like if I were to say A, it's a question. Whereas if you were to say A, it'd be more like if I were to I don't know, it's like hey, but like not. I don't know how to explain it. What is the word? I'm sure there's a word. It's like the start of a conversation or something. But I feel like it's not an introduction, so I can't think of what else the start of a conversation is. Where, but like you use A with like the AY, and it gets like and it gets used in a different part of the sentence than A with like a EH. But also, I heard that the stereotype of saying A, like Canadians saying A, came from the fact that Canada has 3 A's in like, there's 3 A's in Canada. Which is like very uncreative of people to be like, oh yes, your country's name has 3 A's in it, so that means that's what you say. It's like the least creative stereotype. I mean, I always thought of an introduction more as like when you first meet someone and you're like, oh hi, this is my name, and like when you first like start talking to someone and you tell them about yourself, I feel like that's an introduction, but that's just what I'm used to it being, I guess. But I think that might just be coming from a place of I'm so used to at school teachers are like, oh yeah, you have to introduce yourself, and then they're just like, oh yeah, you have to tell, and like when you do, and you're like and like and they make you talk about yourself when you're like, we could just not, like I had a teacher who was like, oh she's like, tell us something boring about yourself, because teachers always say to tell something interesting about yourself and no one can think of anything, so I thought if I said something boring about yourself, you'd introduce yourselves better. And it was just like, no, I have nothing to say about myself. Why would I have something boring or interesting to say? Sorry, I'm ranting. I shouldn't. I'm gonna Google stereotypes for like, I don't know, American stereotypes to kind of see, what they are, because I feel like I don't hear about them very often. I found a list of things that apparently only American people say. Okay, yeah, I might have called you guys violent, but that's the only stereotype I could think of. Canada has a few stereotypes. I mean, most of them are positive, but still, I found a list of things that American people say. Because in Canada, we use more. No. You started counting how many times I've said horrendous. How horrendous. I didn't realize I said it that often. Okay, but anyways, in Canada, we usually use more British English, but we have we integrate some American English into what we're saying. So we use more American English than they use in the UK, but we use mostly British spellings for things. I'm used to people telling me that I say grand really often, because I used to say grand a lot, and because I thought that grand was more interesting to say than great, but that's just, I don't know. And now I'm saying horrendous. I mean, I definitely do say horrendous a lot. I just didn't realize. Oh yeah, you have to. It's something that you have to take at school here, because it's one of our because I know in the U.S. you don't actually have a official national language, but English is what's spoken at school, and and I know you're supposed to take a language course in high school or something like that. That's what I've heard, at least. Well, here we in grade 4, if you live in oh, I guess I haven't used it. That's surprising, really. I say it. I usually say it a lot. But anyways, here if you live somewhere that speaks English and you're not in a French immersion or in a French, if you're not, so French immersion is where people who speak English go so that they learn French instead. There's English immersion for people. There's English immersion for people who speak French who are learning English as for school instead, so that they can if you're in an immersion, then you get a certificate of bilinguality or something weird like that. You get, if you do it if you're in immersion for all the way up through high school, apparently, then you can like be certified as someone who can speak both languages. It's really dumb. But there's also like French schools for people who speak French specifically, and they're like, they're just gonna go to school in French, and I think there's definitely more English schools for people who just like speak English, than there are schools, just French ones. I mean, where I live at least, and like in most of the Western provinces, but I'd say in Quebec and oh my god, I'm forgetting provinces too now. Hold on. You only have to make a world map. I haven't had to make a world map in over a year. Not a world map. A map of Canada. A province map in over a year. So I've forgotten all the provinces. Apparently, it's really sad. There's 2 provinces that like actually like speak French, really, in comparison to like everywhere else, where English is like more common. But that's just because those are the places where French settlers. How did I say the word differently 3 times? Well, earlier someone liked, and then later someone liked. So I had 3 views at one point, and then instantly, like, I don't know, it was odd. Slowly I got, like, there was one person joined, and then another person joined, and then another person joined, and then they slowly left. But in that time, I got a like or 2 or something like that. So but like if you're in English school, then that means in grade 4 you have to take French all the way up to like grade 8, and then you're required to take, I mean, it would be appreciated, but like, I mean, I don't really care that much, I'm gonna be honest. But and then in grade 9 you're required to take 1 French class, but you don't have to take French afterwards. I decided to take French again this year, which was a terrible decision. I'm failing. I mean, it's not completely my fault that I'm failing. I mean, I didn't hand in things, so that does make those my fault. But like, we had a test on something that I missed the lesson for, and I was never able to catch up on it because the teacher kept sending me to like academic resource to work on things I was behind on, so I never actually got to finish the work for the unit, and so I had no idea anything about future tense I've decided that I hate French. I mean, there's definitely more difficult languages to learn, because French and English, apparently, like French is one of the easiest languages to learn when you're an English speaker, but like also at the same time it isn't easy. Like every object is gendered. Every piece of food, every piece of clothing, a table is feminine. It's dumb. And like English takes a few words from French, but like for the most part, those few words that they take, or like use to influence what we call things, don't really help you out in French past like grade 5. I mean, shampoo in French is shampooing. That's literally how you spell shampoo in French. But then there's also things like some people are just built different. I don't usually say things like that, gonna be honest. But thinking, hold on. Yeah, so like my friends used to think that I was really good at French because I could say things in French and it sound correct. Like I could say something and it sound almost like that was supposed to be the word, but I usually wasn't saying the right word. I'm just I just in I could I don't know. I'm pretty good at the accent thing when saying stuff. I'm just not very good at pronouncing the word. Not very much. Gonna be honest. I know like 5 words. I know that C is yes, and that amigo is friend. I don't know very much in Spanish though. Gonna be honest. I mean I've never tried to learn it. I'm being called out. I mean, gonna be honest, I'm not very good at French either, but I don't have to be. I just have to know English to continue to be a citizen of Canada. It's fine. I only need one language. I mean, I was hoping to get a position in politics and pretend like I was helping the country. I say pretend because I generally have no idea how I'd get a position in politics or help the country. The country's kind of going downhill. I don't think that there's a way back up. But, you know, it is what it is. Yeah. I've definitely heard that, you know, it you know, more people in the I don't know, south of like the south in the US, I've heard like more of them speak Spanish. Kind of. I'm kind of paying attention to it. I'm also kind of trying not to pay attention to it because yikes. I mean, I'm paying attention kind of just to the fact that like I think it's a situation that people should definitely pay attention to, but also I'm not going out of my way to find out new stuff that's happening because kind of it makes me a little bit anxious. I I'm kind of into politics. I mean, I think it would be interesting to be in politics, but I also don't know if that's really where I should be. Gonna be honest. Don't think that I'd be a very good politician. Might do worse for the country than it's already doing. Not intentionally. I just don't think that I know as much about politics as I want to. Yes, the talks of nuclear war does make me anxious. Which is why I mean, I live near a nuclear power plant. Nuclear, lots of things makes. Okay, well, I've never heard that before, actually. Never heard that one. I didn't think I was that honest of a person. I mean, not that I go out of my way to lie to people. I don't know. My mom thinks that if I were to be a politician, that maybe then, the people I know would get like, less. I don't know. I would do things for people who I know, and like, I'd still manage to ruin the entire country like any other, like most politicians do, apparently. So my mother doesn't think I'd be a good politician either, but not for honesty reasons. Oh, it's 4:11 in the morning. I didn't realize I've been live for 3 hours. It's really easy to just start talking and not stop talking, apparently. Um, Not in my city, but in Toronto and Oshawa, which are like cities near mine. Okay, most people know Toronto, but like Oshawa is like less known. It's kind of, I don't know. Oshawa is where like the homeless shelter is, and like a lot of things. But like there's large homeless populations in like cities near mine, but not really in mine. And I don't, and like oh wait, Manitoba is 2 hours behind. Really? I thought it was only an hour. I mean, because no, it might actually that might make more sense. I mean, no, it's silent, but I also haven't heard anyone come upstairs, so like it's odd. It's just like quiet. And I mean, I don't know if I count it as partying. They're just, it's just 3 people in like their 30s, not 30s, 40s, drinking and eating cake because divorce. because I didn't know that people celebrated getting a divorce. I mean, I guess it's a good thing if you wanted to be divorced, that you're divorced, but like at the same time, I don't know if you should spend your time celebrating it. Like, that might just be my odd opinions about the fact that people are up. I would assume not. I mean, every once in a while they, get together and drink and talk and stuff. I just, and people don't usually pass out. So, I mean, they should be fine. I'm going to find something that only Americans. I found a list of things that only Americans say. I'm going to see. Hold on. Okay, apparently, like, so here people usually so in the US, people talk about like people have, yes, back on the stereotypes. Oh, apparently my internet connection's unstable, even though I have 3 out of 4 bars. Okay, okay, okay. Stereotypes. Okay, but apparently in the US, like, you guys have bachelor and like bachelorette parties. We don't call them that here. We call them like stag and doe or stag and hen parties or whatever. Like deer. How Canadian. I mean, it wasn't originally, a Canadian idea to call them that. It's more UK English. So, you know. Yep. I don't know. Don't ask me why it's called a hen party. Gonna be honest. Don't know that one. I mean, a hen is a female chicken. I mean, sometimes they're called, hold on, stagette parties, but that's just odd to me because of the fact that, like, what is a stagette? Because, like, a doe is a female deer and a stag is a male deer, and, like, it wouldn't make sense to call it a stagette. But, there's bachelorette, so I guess. Do Americans actually say whatever a lot? Because that's definitely, like, I don't know, something. Okay, that was really loud. Hold on. Okay, I don't hear anyone stirring. That's good, Okay. I personally don't really have an opinion on hockey. I think a lot of Canadians really do like hockey. I don't, pay attention to hockey or play hockey or, I don't know. I don't really care about hockey too much. But in my area, hockey is very popular. Like, to the point that the city set up an ice rink at the park. Like, there's a playground, like a park across the street from where I live, and the city set up an ice rink there for how popular hockey is here. Sorry, I was trying to think of words. Um, okay, that's I don't know. The media says I say the media. I don't watch a lot of TV anymore, but like when I was younger, I used to watch a lot of TV, and it's right now. Actually, I don't. We used to have real maple syrup, but inflation. Syrup is really expensive. When you think of the first floor of a building, is that like if you were to go into a building, there's like the lobby. Is the lobby the first floor to you, or is like the next floor the first floor to you? Like, is there a lobby and then a first floor to you, or is the lobby the first floor? Yeah, yeah, that's true. But like like the ground floor or the lobby, do you count that as the first floor, or is that like floor zero? Because like we have the ground floor and then we have the first floor on top of it, which is like actually pretty weird now that I think about it. Okay, see, the lobby is on the ground floor and then you have a first floor above it, like in Canada, and I know that in like the UK and Europe it's like that. So here the first floor and like the ground floor aren't the same thing. I mean, if most of the world does it one way and the US does it a different way, I think that makes the US different. I find it interesting that you guys in for high school, you guys are you have freshmen, sophomores, juniors, and seniors. Where we just are just the grade 9s, 10s, 11s, and 12s. We don't have a different thing that we call them. Oh, um, Z. um, like you guys say Z, which is interesting. Wait, no, I think I got that backwards. We do have colorful money, actually. That is true. And it's made of polymer. It's not like paper. I've heard that a bunch of times that it's monopoly money. I mean, when you find money on the ground and it's purple. When you see purple on the ground, I'm trying to read this thing that's talking about what you guys say, but it's literally so confusing. It says the letters is pronounced Z stateside. I don't know what that means exactly. You call them Z. You call a Z Z. Okay, that's just not a sentence that anyone should say ever again. It just sounds weird. But in Canada, I'd say it's very common to interchange them, Z and Z. But I know that certain people aren't certain people in Canada don't take it very well if you use the American pronunciation of certain letters. Okay, the way I remember which one you guys use is that Z actually makes sense when you if someone were to sing the alphabet, Z sounds better and Z doesn't. And so I know that Z is the one that I'm supposed to be saying because it sounds wrong when you sing the alphabet. Well, this is pronounced. Okay, so when people in the UK and most of Canada, talk about that letter, we say Z, where I know in the US and parts of Canada and especially where I live, you know, it's pronounced as Z. Because, like, where I live, people use them a lot more interchangeably than anywhere else because we're weird. Do you really call trainers sneakers and tennis shoes? I just realized you might have no idea what I just asked you because I called them trainers. Like, you know what running shoes are, right? Okay, but anyways, do you know what running shoes? Okay, yeah, okay. So we usually call them like runners or trainers here, but apparently, is it true that you guys call them sneakers and like tennis shoes? Because like tennis shoes are specifically for tennis. Like here, like you have a specific type of shoes that you wear specifically for tennis if they're called tennis shoes. So I mean, yeah, shoes. I think that's known worldwide, you know, shoes or well, English worldwide. I was on a Canadian website the other day and the options like there was a French and English language options except like it was the oddest thing because for English there was an American flag and for French there was a Canadian flag I don't which is odd for a Canadian website. But, you know, yeah. I I don't know what that means, gonna be honest. I think that is like a little like I don't know what it means for a country to be a bully, gonna be honest. That just it's an odd sentence. Like I think that your country is confusing to me, gonna be honest. Your country is very confusing to me. Is it true that you call it a restroom? I've heard things about your country interfering with other countries, don't but I'm pretty sure that like, you know, that's just NATO stuff that I don't know things about, where it might actually make sense. Oh, well, you know, we call it a washroom, or we just say the toilet. I found a list of expressions that apparently get said in America, and they just sound so out of place for this, like they just don't even sound like someone could say that in a conversation. There's an expression that says, "Let's table this." Have you ever heard someone say that? Or is this list just completely bonkers? I'm, I feel like I should start just saying really Canadian things. Yes, washroom, such an old term. Well, I guess, but you come in from like being out and people and like you're supposed to wash up. Oh God. Bonkers. Yeah. I decided I'm gonna start just saying really Canadian things. Or just really old sounding things according to you. Because all like the really English or like, the more English UK English, I should say, not just English, because like that is very open. But like all the more UK English or like more Canadian things that like get said, like well that I've said, you're like, oh, that's old, or you've air quoted me now, which is like, I mean, let's table this isn't the weirdest one on this list. There's jump the shark and long in the tooth. Where did this list come from? Who made this list? It's just ridiculous. I mean, we use a lot of, like in Canada, we use a lot of UK English, so it would make sense that it sounds like UK stuff. Yeah, I don't know. I found some random list that says 30 American sayings that'll leave foreigners confused. Yeah. See, there's basic things that are like piece of cake. Like when you fall and you like face first, and it's like you ate the floor or whatever. Like there's things like green thumb. I think someone just woke up. I forgot that people wake up at 4:30 in the morning. Okay, well, but there's things like that, and then there's just things like, okay, this I wanted to ask this. This list is reminded me. You get pieces of ham with your breakfast, or well, I mean, I think it's ham. It might be uh, what's it called? I can't think of what it's called, but like you have like things that look like ham with your with your breakfast, and you call it and it's like called you call it Canadian bacon. Which like well, I mean, I know what a sausage is, but no, I don't know. It looks like ham. Looks like like a like I don't know. I know what bacon is, and I know what. Hold on. I just don't. I don't even know. What is Canadian bacon called in Canada? Okay, yeah. Oh, okay, that's what it's called. Back bacon. What? Gross. Okay. I meant everyone has cereal and like oatmeal at their house. I mean, I don't like oatmeal. It's like it. I don't know. It reminds me too much of food that's already been chewed. I want you to know that it's very difficult to find stereotypes about Americans. It's very true. It does look like slop. Okay, I found a list of stereotypes about Americans. This one says 9 stereotypes all Americans hate, and I already hate this list because I don't agree with it. The first thing is Americans are loud and obnoxious. And I mean, I can't say that I've really met Americans who are loud and obnoxious. Not that I can say I've met very many Americans in general. I mean, I've met a lot of loud and obnoxious Canadians. Next one says everyone's racist, which is horrible. I'm gonna be honest. That's just horrendous. I don't think these stereotypes are just generally mean. Well, what are some bad stereotypes about Canada? I have never heard a bad one. I'm gonna be honest. So if you found ones that weren't that good, I don't. I would love to hear some horrendous things about Canadians. I don't think I've ever heard one that's like horrendous. Oh, I'm doing it again. Still, I want to hear something that just is like outrageous. Okay, I've definitely heard the one saying that they're uneducated, but like that's just one that is odd to me. You just why'd you say 5'6"? Stereotypes are interesting. Oh. Okay, now tell me something absolutely horrible. Didn't say horrendous. Okay, something absolutely horrible about Canadians, off this list that you found of stereotypes, because I haven't heard stereotypes that about terrible stereotypes about Canadians before. I mean, I haven't gone searching for them, but like at the same time, I feel like that'd be something that like I'd hear at least once. I want to hear about the factual inaccuracies of the media. I want to hear about the factual inaccuracies that Canadian stereotypes have. Yes, there's a yawn. I yawned. I've been awake for a long time. No, I haven't actually. Hold on. I've only been awake for like 6 hours. Oh, one time I tried to prove just how Canadian I was, and there's like these. Okay, but like, I know too many people who do say sorry a lot. It's really annoying. I can't stand it, but okay. But like, have you ever seen a police horse? I have. And the wearing red thing is, I'm pretty sure that's just Mounties. In Ontario, it comes in bags. Not in the rest of Canada, though, I don't think. Just in Ontario. So I have bagged milk in my fridge. And I'm pretty sure police wearing red might be might be like Mounties or whatever. So you're like, oh yeah, this list isn't very true, but you're wrong. I have seen I hear a lot of Canadians say sorry, like really often. I don't know how I'd show you bagged milk without going downstairs where there'd be people. But, I do have bagged milk. Hold on, I'll be back. I've returned. I know. This is like open already, but like this bag has milk and it goes in the jug. And then you can just pour it. It's dumb, I know, but you know, Ontario is an odd place because like the rest, like the majority of Canada has like cartons and jugs, but in Ontario you can buy bags or cartons. It's weird. Yeah, now I have to go put this back downstairs so it doesn't like, you know, get warm. I don't know why we don't pour it in the pitcher. The pitcher's dirty. It's a roll. Well, I mean, I ate most of it already, so you couldn't really tell that it was a roll. It's a homemade roll. My mom ate it. You can make fun of rolls of my. You can make fun of the roll all you want, but like, I know it's a roll, so it's fine. I'm prepared for stereotyping. Maybe. I don't know. I don't think I've ever really been stereotyped. Except for today. And when me and my friends make jokes about Canadian stereotypes. I have friends who have only ever said A for a joke. Yeah, but then you went that a roll, which is you made fun of my roll, which I think is reasonable, gonna be honest. It doesn't really look like a roll, but that's besides the point. Yeah, I just casually have an entire potato. who would who just casually has a whole potato to eat? Like, I mean, yes, people eat baked potatoes and all, but like it's like it didn't even I just not all Canadians can skate. I can skate, but not all Canadians can skate. I'm not helping the stereotyping. I'm aware of that, but not all Canadians can skate. Like I have a friend who well, she thinks that in theory she could skate because she knows how to rollerblade, but like, that means nothing. Cuz I did terrible the first time I rollerbladed, and like I've been skating since I was a small child. Yeah, I'm very stereotypable, apparently. That's all I've learned today. Do you have any more stereotypes, or is that it? Because that's a really boring stereotype, and I'm unsurprised by it. Not me insulting the stereotype. Yes, I've heard of Tim Hortons coffee. I can't think of a person I know who hasn't heard of Tim Hortons coffee. I mean, Tim Hortons is nice and all, but the coffee's always burnt, so I don't know how true that is. Like, I didn't think that you could burn coffee, but they've done it. Why'd you skip over the stupid ones? I love stupid ones. You know, I want to see how many stereotypes there could be, because, like, there's stupid ones, and, like, there's pretty stupid stereotypes about everyone, but I haven't heard many. Well, you know, you're one of the only people that I've ever heard say that. And by that I mean you are the only person I've ever heard say that. Tim Horton was he was a hockey player. and apparently he always wanted a coffee shop. So he died, and someone opened a coffee shop with his name. At least I think he died. Maybe he retired and opened a coffee shop. I don't really know. All I know is that Tim Horton was like a hockey player. Okay. Go forth. Give me the really, really ones. Like, everyone loving Tim Hortons is a really, really big stereotype, gonna be honest. So I don't know how much more stereotypable than maple syrup and Tim Hortons one can get. We're not lumberjacks. We're people who live in cold climates, and I definitely don't own a red plaid button up. You literally can't have a pet beaver. They are violent. Igloos is my favorite stereotype, actually. In fact, it is my favorite one. Sadly, it isn't true where I live, but that doesn't mean that there aren't people who have lived in igloos. Like, I'm pretty sure some people in the Northwest Territories have lived in igloos. Are those the best ones you have? Because those are like boring. I've heard them so many times. They're not even like interesting. Okay, you can't even have a pet beaver. Beavers are like evil. They'll bite you, apparently. So, yeah, that list is terrible. Your list was poor. I thought that you said that they were like bad. I assumed that that would like, make, quality stereotypes. I didn't realize that they were bad, as in they were just like ridiculous and overdone. Okay, I found a list of 7 of the worst American stereotypes. I want to find some. I mean, you don't have to stay, you know that, right? I don't think I found any positive stereotypes about Americans, so I'm gonna look for some. Because I've seen a bunch of negative ones. Um, these aren't even like positive. How is that supposed to be a positive stereotype? It says lack of cultural awareness. And then there's overconsumption and an obsession with guns. How are those positive? How am I snapping? What? I haven't been rude. I don't think I've been rude. I mean, I'm not the best person to judge if I've been rude, but I don't think I've been rude. That's just sad. You said I was snapping, which is, which would be rude. So I was confused, but whatever. Google lets a lot of people down. It's what Google's known for. I mean, that's probably not true, but it's not really known for the best thing. Canadian students are smart? Really? My class's average in French class is like 60 something. That's not very smart. But anyways, is this a joke or something, or is this like an actual question? Because you said you were looking at jokes. So, you know, if it's a joke, then continue, and if not, I don't have an answer for your question. Because our averages, I don't know. Oh my god. Yeah. I thought it was a joke. It's a really bad joke. Sadly, I know people who would laugh at it. Yeah, well, I didn't know if it was a joke or not, mostly because, like, you said that not even the, you said, like, not even the jokes were good, and then, like, you know, you continued talking for a bit, and then you asked a question, so I wasn't sure if it was a joke or not. The internet is really bad at jokes. Or the internet's just really bad, is all I've learned today. It hasn't even given me good, bad stereotypes. That's not a sentence that anyone should say, but, you know, well, it wasn't, the internet wasn't very original. Is that joke even from this time period? Like, the internet is. The internet's jokes are piss poor. I think I'm gonna end my stream now. I've decided I should catch some Z's. Goodbye.